Another quick one on the question of the mental prison. So this is a follow-up to the previous video with a little bit more of perhaps a conceptual understanding of this experience. If we have experience with meditation and we can sense these different layers of experience where sometimes we're way pulled into the mind space, and at other times we're a lot more clear. We tend to feel like the clear state is the good state, the pulled into mind state is the bad state, right? And and here we need to find acceptance, because there's never going to be an experience where you're not experiencing the turmoil of the mind. It will change, it will calm down, it silences down with the understanding and knowing of what we are. It really quiets down and becomes different, and at the same time it's the same. This is what the mind do. So when we feel like we're being pulled into the mind and we can't really get out, that's also probably because your body is in a bit of stress. you know um we live in a society where stress is so common, and it's a way of living for most people. But this is not the natural state of being for us. So when we are very pulled into the mind, it's usually because there is some sort of stress. We are disidentifying, sort of dissociating from the body, and we get very much into the mind space. That can be because there is a slight, you know, sympathetic nervous system response, like the heightened response of the nervous system. And great ways of tackling that and coming back to a place of more neutrality and peace within is to move your body, is to um take a walk in nature, to potentially do some breath work or singing or creative expression. There are so many different ways that we can work with our nervous system to support it, and that looks different for everyone and wouldn't be one size fits all. But generally, moving the body is always great for calming down if we're in a flight or fight response, because then the body wants to move or to shake or to even stretch. Um, and walking in nature is always great. Hearing birds singing is actually a natural way for the nervous system to calm down, which I love. This is a um, this is a heritage from our ancestors, because when they would walk in the woods and the birds are singing, would mean there are no predators around. So they were in a safe environment. Um, so when we hear birds singing today, it's the same thing. It naturally calms our nervous system. And of course, when we move, when we get fresh air, this is all the things that are very natural for our bodies and something that we want to do more of most of the time. Many of us, at least. so so that's a more conceptual understanding of what's happening when we are being pulled into the mind. It's usually a slightly heightened stress response, and that can just be because you've been at work all day and you've been focusing, staring at a screen or whatever it is that you do, like, or you've been solving an important problem, and you're sort of like a little bit wired from that, right? Or you can have relational things arise that gives you the same response, and all of this is completely natural. We just need to find the ways that work for us to really come back to the heart, come back to center. And um, when we interact from our center, we are responding instead of reacting to our environment. And we are a lot more grounded and a lot more on purpose. And this gives us a greater sense, a greater sense of the beingness that we are. When we follow our passion, when we follow our heart, that's what we're here to do. All right. Peace. Blessings.